Welcome to Octomoves Member Spotlight. Today we have Lynn with us here. So, welcome, Lynn.
Thank you.
I would like to start with your introduction so that we know your background and we can pick up some topics from there, maybe.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm Lynn. I'm 66 years old. I'm retired, mother of two, grandmother of six.
Wow.
Yeah. Um, I've always been fairly athletic, but as I get older, I find things aren't quite as easy. So um, I've decided to try Octomoves.
All right. So, you've been athletic. So, what kind of sports you've been doing in your life?
When I was younger, I was on swim team, tennis team, and a little bit of track. As I got older, continued with tennis and swimming with my kids. My family has hiked from as young as I can remember. My kids both still hike with their kids. Um, Mainly
Right.
that, walking. Um, Nothing major now. Life kind of got in the way for a few years there, and um,
It's
so
been postponed for everybody, I
yeah.
guess.
It gets a little crazy. I mean, I do what I can when I can, but things happen. So
Well, I can tell you that you've been like very diversified athlete
yeah.
in your time. So, can you explain your relationship with the rope flow? How it came
I started in January.
Okay.
I just thought it looked interesting. I saw it online and thought, okay, I've had some shoulder problems, I've had some foot problems. I thought, looks low impact, looks like good range of motion, so I'd give it a try. I originally started off with, of course, figure eight and matador, and those went pretty well. Then I got to drag and roll. That did not go so well. It took me probably a week and a half, but watching several different people do it and just realizing I needed to turn my body more and I think when you first start out, you start just kind of standing still, not realizing how much you need to move. And then all of
Well,
a sudden one day
that's
it just
the
went.
starting point.
And so once I got the hang of it, I love it. That's one of my favorite moves. Um, Next, I went on to circumnavigation. I had a little trouble with what's called Round the World, that
Hmm.
one. I finally figured that one out, and then Sneak came in. That one was a little difficult to figure out. I'm getting there. Um, but right now, I'm just trying to flow with my lightest rope, slowly, just trying to get the movements down and be more consistent with them.
Well, what I've seen from you flowing, you look really, really smooth.
Thank you.
So
I'm trying.
you kind of invest some time in the in those basics, and as it looks like you're kind of enjoying it. It's been like what, like 9 months.
Yeah,
So,
I've had some health issues in between, just some things that I've had to slow down, take it easy. I've still been able to flow, which is what is nice with this, that even if you are on some kind of restriction, that you can still either use a heavy rope, light rope, depending on what condition you're in. So I've done slower flows and lighter rope, and I've been able to keep it going most of the time.
oh, that's beautiful. So how your rope flow session usually looks like? Do you have any certain
Um,
just
uh,
like go?
Sometimes I'm in the house if it's raining. I have a place in my garage that I set up during the winter. Outside if I can. Um, and I usually try to do 20 minutes to a half hour a day, depending on what I'm doing and how I'm feeling.
All
Just
right.
trying to keep myself loosened up.
Cool. So do you have any kind of structure how you doing, or you have like your preferred way how you doing this
I
practice?
usually run through the basics, probably 10 reps of everything. First overhand figure eight, underhand figure eight, overhand matador, underhand matador, change it around, then get into some circumnavigation, then, just gradually build up like the courses taught, just start with the very basics, the one-handed moves, then going into the two-handed. And then at the end, I try to do some kind of free flow, just kind of make things up as I go along.
All right. Well, that's really cool, and it takes you like for 20-30 minutes.
Yes.
That's good. What are the biggest obstacles that you notice when you're learning rope flow or just practicing?
Um, well, I've got to quit hitting myself. Getting better at that. um, and like if I'm inside, I've got to be careful of where. I mean, I hit furniture occasionally, but if I'm outside, it's nice. It's, you have a lot more room. I'm getting better at control and keeping it closer to my body so I don't go crazy. But 1 minute I can be doing like even underhand matador every once in a while. I'll smack myself. I'm like, how did I do that? I know I'm better than that at this, but I think some days you just get tired and you don't maybe concentrate and things get off. So, I mean, it'll tell you. I just start over and do it again.
Yeah. So, is there any lessons behind those smacks in your face when you get?
Yeah, don't do that. Whatever you just did, don't do it again. Um,
Well,
no, just
have you been noticing why that thing's
I think
happening?
I'm not rotating enough, or I'm not. Yeah, that's mainly it. Probably rotation. Rotation. I tend to go to my dominant side more, and then when I go to my non-dominant side, that's when I tend to hit. Or sometimes I'll notice I'll hit myself in the head, and I'm just getting lazy, and the rope. I don't have enough tension on the rope, and it will drop
So,
and hit me.
all right, so kind of laziness puts the leg in
Or
front of
I
you.
think I'm getting tired. It's usually toward the end. So,
All right, all right. So yeah, that makes sense. We kind of lose a little bit coordination when you start getting like more tired. And
right.
yeah. So does your if you notice this, does your practice changes, or you just keep on going, trying to like harness all the left of the energy and keep on going, or you just go into like lighter mode of the flow?
Um, I do slow down. When I originally started, I found a couple of hit workouts that I liked that were maybe 15 minutes, but right now I'm not able to do those. So I'm just doing slow and steady and um, just trying to keep the basics going and getting more and more comfortable doing those so that when I add a new move, that I feel comfortable with what I've learned so that I can add something new.
That's it. Do you practice every day?
Pretty much, yeah. I try to. There's some days I can't, but yeah, for the most part, I do.
So you kind of have that daily habit of moving your body.
I do. Trying to
Yeah.
keep up with those grandkids.
So what I mean benefits have you noticed from the rope flow?
Oh, definitely flexibility. My shoulders were very stiff. I'd had two frozen shoulders 3 years apart, and my shoulders were very stiff. And the rope has very much loosened them up. I'm able to move them a lot more. Same with the spine, I think, probably because of my shoulders. I mean, normal, like walking or whatever, you don't use your spine or your shoulders. So this has been really good for that.
So
I do
have you
find I
noticed
have some trouble
anything?
with my knees. Pardon me?
So have you noticed that your walking, your stride have changed after rope flowing?
I haven't been walking that much. I also had plantar fasciitis, so that didn't help. I'm just falling apart. Get old, everything happens. um, but I found out several years ago I had two stress fractures in my foot and I couldn't figure out what was going on. I found out I had osteoporosis. So that kind of, when you're in a boot for 8 weeks, there's not a whole lot you can do. So this has really helped. I've tried to pick up walking slowly. I can't do the distance that I was doing. I need to get back out and do it. I just had the plantar fasciitis and had to kind of lay off for a while. But with rope flow again, I'm not doing the turns that I would like to be doing because I'm afraid of injuring my foot again. But hopefully, I will gradually be able to increase that.
Well, I guess there's like a fine line between where you can a little bit push the
Mhm.
above that comfort level so that you're actually getting stronger every single day,
Right.
and but not pushing too much. So that's when you usually want to have everything really way faster when we are able to.
Right.
And so just being the conscious and like trying to just, okay, I have some certain goals, which my question would be further, that you want to achieve, and how you push your current limits to have like getting closer to those goals. So yeah, so that's what I've been mentioning. I want to ask about your rope flow goals, or maybe your overall goals, what you're trying to achieve with the movement, if you have any.
Yeah, just staying healthy, staying flexible, keeping my body moving so that I don't get sedentary. And with COVID, obviously things slowed down and it was hard to get out and do things. So with rope, you can do it anywhere, which is nice. You know, if you've got 5 minutes, you can pick it up and do it. If you've got an hour, you could, well, I haven't made an hour, but that's what's so nice with it. It's you can take it with you. I take it to my kids' house and flow at their house, and you don't have to have a lot of equipment. And I just want to keep myself moving and flexible and healthy.
Yeah, so it's mainly for you about joint health and the movement
Yes,
capabilities.
yes.
Have you noticed any like mind benefits as well
I
with
think
it? Or
so. I feel more relaxed. It gets my mind off of the everyday. If there's any problems or things I'm concerned about, I, it kind of takes me away from it and lets me, like if you walk, you start thinking. But with this, I have to concentrate on what I'm doing. So it gets me away from any of those problems. So,
kind of puts you into focus,
right.
when that's it's a little bit challenging, but not too much, so that you kind of don't want to do it anymore. So it has that
Oh, I
perfect,
want to do it every day.
call it like this is what is called the flow state, that when it's not too much demanding but not too easy.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so
Because I've noticed if my mind starts drifting, if I start thinking about something, that's when I'll mess up a move. So you do have to concentrate some, but it's not full focus. I mean, you don't have to, you can kind of let your mind drift and relax and
yeah,
listen to music or whatever.
I noticed at one point myself, when I was doing loads of practice, and I used to go like for 10 minutes of the single pattern, and that you get like really bored and really automatic,
Yeah.
uh, and like usually before that practice, I pick up some sort of problem that I would like to solve, that I need to have that thinking time.
Hmm.
Because to sit and think, you usually wander really kind of different paths, like from that original thought you wanna thought you've been thinking. Usually like a water helps, just going in the water, surfing for me, a shower, just that running water, or going for a swim. This is what helps me to think and concentrate on one kind of topic. And the same thing I found it on doing rope flow, usually doing the one of the patterns, whatever it's comfortable. Probably easiest way for me is to do like a matador,
Hmm.
and you get into that and you start thinking about the problem that you have. It makes you concentrated, and it's like I have that belief that with the rope flow we connecting both sides of the body, which, as we know from the science, that the left part of the body is controlled by the right brain, and the right from the left. So when we're doing this, like utilizing both sides of our body, our brain is working full capacity with both sides. And when you go in that state and you start trying to solve those problems, I usually, by just having that question or the problem in my head, by after some time, I some solutions just pops up in the head. It's like, okay, this is nice, let's keep on going. And you go and like boom, another one pops up, boom, third one. And then you can kind of go and mix and match those ones and come up with the solutions that you've been looking for, that I found it way harder if you just try to sit and like try to
Right.
think, because it's super hard just to sit and think.
It is. You need to get away from it for a little while. Let your
Yeah,
mind do its own thing for a while.
yeah. So Yeah, I found it like it's a way to kind of engage more of your brain power to do some problem solving.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds
it's
good.
just something I wanna share with you. Um, uh, okay, so actually I asked you about obstacles, I guess, about the practice. Is there anything that you would like to share with the community, with all of us?
Mainly, I think that if you are over a certain age, um, that it really is a good thing to do. I think a lot of people might be afraid of it, but it's really not all that difficult. Yes, there's a learning curve, but um, I really do think it will help with flexibility and like rehab. If you do have, like I had the shoulder problems, and I really have noticed um, an improvement in that. I don't go to the chiropractor nearly as often. Um, it's just, I'm anxious to do it every day. Not anxious. I'm looking forward to doing it every day. It's something I want to do where other things are a little bit boring, you get tired of them. This you can change and do something different every day. So that's what's exciting about it. You can do it in your own time, in your own place, at your own speed, and I love it. I'm hooked.
Well, beautiful. That's good. So what piece of advice or like wisdom piece you would like to share with the rope flow community?
um, I have found if I'm trying to learn a new move, I'm a visual learner. So watching a video of the move several times before I try it, or watching different people do it. Different people tend to teach slightly differently, and maybe one of those will click with you better than another. Like the dragon roll, I was just having a horrible time with it. And all of a sudden, I saw something in one of the videos and it clicked, and it's like, oh, I got it. So I think I'm that's just me. I'm a visual learner. So, and I think maybe possibly I tend to do better, like if I'm watching somebody from the back, following them versus mirroring them, that throws me off. So I think I've learned half of mine backwards. I've learned the non-dominant side first because of that. Um, but I think, yeah, just keep trying it. One day it will click. And
So
watch as many different videos as you can.
yeah, how to not get disappointed or frustrated with it?
Right. Yeah. And if you do, quit for that day and try it again the next. Go
Well,
back to
but
something you
important
know.
to get back and pick it up and keep on doing.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's great. Well, thank you, Lynn.
Well, thank you.
And yeah, thank you for all tuning here. If some of you doesn't have the Octomoves app, go ahead to App Store or Google Play and download it. And may the flow be with you.
Thank you.